Another way to show data is something called the two-way table, which you've never done before. And it's a frequency table that shows data collected from one source that belongs in two different categories. So you take a survey and you ask people two questions. So you're not just saying like, what's your favorite color? And they put a tally mark. What you're doing is you're asking them two questions. If you look at this chart right here, we asked them, what grade are you in? And then we also said, do you have mobile access, which is a fancy way of saying a cell phone. One category is represented by rows, and the other category is represented by columns. So they put, what grade are you in the row, and they put, do you have cell phone access in the column. Each section inside this table is called a joint frequency. And it's not on here, but we'll look at it in a moment. The sum of the rows and the columns are called marginal frequencies. So if you want to know how many total freshmen there were, or how many total people have access to a cell phone, that would be the marginal frequency. So speaking of marginal frequencies, example 1 wants us to find, and then we also have to interpret, which means we have to write a sentence using the labels. So we can just go back up here and just add them. So I'm going to just go back here and I'm going to add 55 and 22, so that gives me 77. So 77 freshmen were surveyed and 75 sophomores were surveyed. We've got 55 plus 63, so how many total people have access to a mobile phone? That's 118, and then 34 do not. So I found the marginal frequencies. Now I need to interpret them, which means I need to write them in a sentence. So we're going to have 4 sentences, and they're just going to say what those 4 numbers in red mean. So the first sentence is, there are 77 freshmen. There are 75 sophomores. The next sentence says 118 have mobile access. And then my fourth sentence I'll do over here because I don't have space. 34 people do not have mobile access. One way I forgot to tell you that you can check to see if you did your marginal frequencies correct is they should add up to the same number. So if you do 77 plus 75, you get 152. And if that is the same as 118 plus 34, then you know you did it right. So there are 152 people total surveyed, and that's how the numbers divide up. All right, the next section wants you to make your own two-way table. So I'll start you off, I'll kind of do the chart, and then you'll fill in the numbers. So you conduct a survey that asks 286 students in your freshman class whether they play a sport or musical instrument. 118 of the students, that sounds like an important number. 118 students play a sport. 64 of those students, so 64 of the sport kids, play an instrument. 93 students do not play a sport or an instrument, and they want us to organize that in a chart. So the way that you figure out what your titles are is you think about the 2 questions that were being asked. The first question was, do you play a sport, yes or no? And then the other question was, do you play an instrument, yes or no? So those are going to be my headings. So that's the table. It's said to include the marginal frequencies. My titles are a little rudimentary. Yes, sport, no instrument, but you get the point. So I'd like you to pause the video and fill in the chart. So that's the chart, and you check. These numbers add up to 286. These numbers add up to 286, which means 286 total people were surveyed. It told me that in the question. And I put a little check mark to show that I double-checked my numbers. I don't need to write sentences about the marginal frequencies because it just says to include them in the chart. Okay, in the next few examples, we're going to look at things called conditional and relative frequencies. And as we go through the examples, it's going to get more and more complex. Now, the foundation of two-way tables is examples 1 and 2. So if you understand these examples, then you understand the basics of two-way tables. As we go through the examples, it's just going to get a little more complex, and I'm just letting you know that now. Something else that we can talk about with two-way tables are called relative and conditional frequencies. So let's talk about relative frequencies for a second. A joint relative frequency is the ratio of a frequency. So remember, ratio is like a fraction to the total number of values. A marginal relative frequency is the sum of the joint relative frequencies. So it's very similar to what we just did, but it kind of has a little twist to it. So let's look at that in example 3. The two-way table shows the results of a survey that asked college-bound high school students whether they plan to major in a medical field. Make a two-way table that shows the joint and marginal relative frequencies. So what we have here is we have this boring two-way table. I shouldn't say it's boring, but it's just like the standard two-way table. But what we want to know is, how does this compare? Like, is 124 juniors saying yes a lot of people, or compared to all the other people, like the seniors and what the people who said no, how does that 124 compare to the other values? So that's what we're talking about when we talk about a relative frequency. How does it relate to the other numbers? So we're going to copy this like format for a second, but the numbers inside are going to be different. So here's what we're doing. We know that 124 juniors said yes. But what we want to do is we have to first figure out, how does that compare to the total number of people. So pause the video and first figure out how many total people were surveyed. So we got 680 people were surveyed. So 124 over 680 is what as a percent? So that's like 18%. You can also do 0.18 if you wanted to. They're basically the same thing. So 18% of the people surveyed are juniors who said yes. I'm not going to put the fraction, or maybe I should. All right, I'll put the fraction for the other ones in there. It's kind of tight though. So then the juniors who said no is 219 over 680. And that is 32% of the people surveyed. Now, if I add that up, that gives me a total of 50 people were surveyed were juniors, which probably tells me 50% were seniors, but let's just not get ahead of ourselves. So the seniors who said yes is 101 over 680. Sorry, this is tiny, but I'm saying it out loud. It's 101 over 680, and that's about 15%. And then the seniors who said no is 236 over 680, which is about 35%. And when I add that up, I do get 50%. So with a total 100%. And the people total who said yes was 33%. And the total people who said no was 67%. So that's how you make a table showing relative frequencies. Now I'm going to twist it on you just a little bit more. A conditional relative frequency is the ratio of a joint relative frequency to the marginal relative frequency. You can find the conditional relative frequency using the row total or the column total based on what the question is asking. So let's look at that. They want us to use the survey results from that last example to make a two-way table that shows the conditional relative frequency based on the column totals. So based on whether or not the person is majoring in the medical field, because that was our columns in the previous page, we need to figure out how much of those people are juniors and how much of those people are seniors. So that's a lot to take in. Just make the chart again. So what we're going to do is, of the 33% of the people who are going to major in medical, how many of them are juniors? And of the 67% that said no to medical, how many of them are juniors and how many of them are seniors? So it tells us they want us to use the column totals. It could have very easily had us do the row totals, which would be the junior and the senior classes. The setup is the same. So you go back to the previous example, and it was 18% out of 33%. So 55% of the people who said yes to medical are seniors. I'm sorry, juniors. I'm going to erase these numbers down here. Out of the 33% who said yes to medical, 15 were seniors, 15% of those 33. So that's 45%. So of the people who said yes to medical, a little more than half were juniors and a little less than half were seniors. Now, of the 67% of the people who said no to medical, 32 were juniors. So that's about 48%. And of the 67% that said no to medical, 35% were seniors. So it's pretty much split. The people who said no, almost half were juniors, and a little more than half were seniors. I would like you to do examples 5 and 6 on your own. Now, it doesn't say that you have to make a chart or use the chart in example 6 in any way, but obviously, I would like you to make a chart. I'm going to do it by creating a two-way table, but however you feel you can do it, do example 5 and 6, and when you're ready, click play, and I'll put up my answers. So in example 5, I said that there is an association. And the reason I said that is because the number in the yes, yes section right here was large, and the number in the no, no section was pretty large as well. So the people who eat fruits and vegetables go to exercise, and the people who don't eat fruits and vegetables don't go to exercise. All right, let's go to number 6. So for example 6, I made another conditional relative frequency. I based it on the age because it wanted to know how the age impacts whether you share a computer. And so you can see as you go up in age, you're less likely to share a computer, and that makes sense because you're getting older. You probably might buy it yourself, or you have, parents who are more willing to put an 18-year-old on their own computer than a 12-year-old. Right, if you have any questions, write them down and ask me when you come to class.